Today we'll be graphing a linear equation in two variables. A linear equation is simply an equation that graphs a straight line. And two variables is simply two variables such as x and y. Note that they are not both x, nor are they both y. They are different. Okay, let's get started. What I first have here is a little table where we're going to put our points, coordinates for our graph. Now we only need two coordinates in order to create a straight line. However, we're going to create a third to check our work. So today we're going to use the coordinates or x points 0, 1, and 3. Now, one way of graphing a linear equation is to first solve for y. However, in today's method, we are not going to need to solve for y. We are simply going to substitute in these numbers for x. Let's get started with x equals 0. So when x equals 0, we will put that in. X equals 0 plus 2y equals 5. Now we're going to solve for y at this point. So 0 is here. We don't need to do anything with it. For 2y, we need to get rid of the 2. They are attached by multiplication, so we will do the opposite of dividing by 2 to both sides. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so we just have 1y. And 5 divided by 2 is 2.5, or we can just leave it as 5 over 2. Okay, so our y coordinate is now 5 halves, where x is 0. So in here, I will put 5 halves. Okay, number 2, where x equals 1. So we're going to put the 1 in for the x, plus our 2y equals 5. Okay, now we need to get rid of this 1 and the 2 to leave y alone. First, we're going to subtract 1 from both sides. 1 minus 1 is 0. And we're left with 2y on the left side, and 5 minus 1 is 4. 2 times y, opposite of multiplying, is dividing by 2 to both sides. And 2 divided by 2 is 1, so we're left with 1y. And 4 divided by 2 is 2. So where our x was 1, our y is 2. Okay, and now our last one, where x is 3. So in the x spot, we're putting in the 3. We're adding on 2y equals 5 for our equation. Similarly, we're going to remove the 3 first before the 2 that's attached to the y. So we need to subtract 3 from both sides. 3 minus 3 is 0, so it's no longer there. Now we only have 2y on the left side. 5 minus 3 is 2. And 2 times y, opposite of timesing, is dividing. So we divide both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So we only have 1y. And 2 divided by 2 again is 1. So where our x was 3, our y is 1. Okay, now that we have our 3 coordinate points, we can plot them on our graph. So let's begin up top. Where 0, our x is 0. So on our x-axis, we're not moving anywhere, we're staying right at 0. We're moving up. On the y-axis, 5 halves, which is 2.5. So 1, 2.5. I will plot my first point. And I can label it if I would like 0 and 5 halves. Our next point On our x-axis, we have 1, and we're moving up 2 points. 1, 2. This one I'm not going to label because it's going to be crowded. Our third one, our x is 3. 1, 2, 3. And we are moving up 1. I will label this as x is 3. 1, 2, 3. And up 1. Okay, now at this point, we can check. Did we get a straight line? Okay, I was able to draw a straight line, proving that it was a linear equation with our two variables. Now, if we wanted to check another point, we could choose a point on our graph, such as maybe over 2, up 1.5, and we could plug those points in for the x and the y and see if they work. Let's try it. So, over 2, up 1.5. So we went 2 over for the x and up 1.5. Okay, so 2 is our x, so that's going to go in for the x. We're going to add the 2 times y. Our y was 1.5, and this should equal 5. So, order of operations, we need to multiply here first. So 2 times 1.5, 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 1/2 is 1. If we add those up, 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, now we have the 2 plus 3 equals 5. Is this true? Does 2 plus 3 equal 5? Yes. 2 plus 3 is 5, and 5 equals 5. Hurrah! And there we have it. This is how you graph a linear equation in two variables.